Some of you may have heard of a character known as the Antichrist, and people are talking a lot about it now because it does really feel like things are going a bit crazy, and people believe we may be near the end. And part of what brings about the end is the revealing of this final human ruler who will be inhabited by the devil himself and will cause a lot of problems for the people of God. And I hear a lot of people making crazy predictions about who is the Antichrist. But let's go ahead and go over the identifiers for those of you who are interested. First off, he is portrayed as riding a white horse and carrying a bow and wearing a crown. This is symbolic of his far reach with warfare. He's absolutely going out to conquer other nations. And this goes along with another vision where it shows 10 horns and there's a little horn that pushes out 3 others. He's not going to be a well-known figure until he starts conquering these major world powers. He's going to take out 3 of them to establish his rule. He will parade himself around as a false messiah. Well, people will believe he's the true one, and this is why Christians are anxious to see the building of the third temple, because that allows the Antichrist to do what has been prophesied, where he will make a peace treaty for Israel for 7 years, and then halfway through he will break the treaty and slaughter the people of Israel, set himself up in their temple, and declare himself as God. This is what Jesus refers to as the abomination that causes desolation. This is his identifying trait. And while there have been other people who've done terrible things, that specifically has never happened. There are people who believe that's already been fulfilled, but the problem is there's never been anyone who declared themselves God in the temple of the Jewish nation. Now, while this guy is a political figure, he will have a religious figure working with him known as the false prophet. This false prophet will have the ability to call fire down from heaven just like Elijah did. Now, the false prophet will enact a global system that will be required in order to buy or sell anything. And this is what's known as the mark of the beast. It'll either be a mark on the hand or their forehead, and it could involve microchips. People are guessing all sorts of things. But whatever the case, you have to have this in order to buy or sell anything, which means that if you don't take it, you have to rely on God's provision. So most people are going to take whatever pledge is necessary. But the mark of the beast, we know, is a number that's associated with his name. It's the number 666. Now, yes, there are some translations to say 616, but the majority of them say 666. It's going to be one of the two. But basically, John tells us to calculate the number of his name. What that means, we don't know. It's still guesswork, but you're going to know when it happens. Now, it also says that the false prophet will erect an image to the beast. This could be a statue. This could be a painting. This could be, CGI. We don't know. But it will look like the beast. It'll look like the Antichrist. And it will be able to watch people and call out people who are not worshiping and call them out for death. With AI getting everywhere, this might be like a statue with cameras connected to a computer system all over the world using AI to watch people to make sure that they are obedient to this world leader. Now, it does also say that this person will be pierced and it'll look like they've died, but then they'll have some kind of miraculous comeback. Whether or not they literally die and get revived, we don't know, or it could be some kind of staged event. Now, Daniel specifically says that he will not regard the gods of his fathers or the desire of women or any other god, for he shall magnify himself above all. Now, what's questioned is, what does the desire of women mean? Some people believe this may mean that he has no interest in women at all. Some people believe that it's referring to Jesus, because the desire of women is to give birth to the Messiah. That's kind of an Old Testament reach. Both are possible. But whatever the case, he is not going to be someone who worships a god. He's going to be one who declares himself as God, as we said earlier. So what do we do with all this? Do we freak out? Do we get scared? Even if we start seeing some of these things happen? No, we don't. Because our faith is not in this world. Our hope is not in this world. No matter what bad things happen in this world, we need to understand that this life does not matter nearly as much as the next. This life is all about getting to the next. The only way we can have peace in this life with all the turmoil that's going to happen is to look forward to seeing the one who's going to save us from it, whether by arriving, which we call the rapture, or by death, in which case only our body dies. Either way, focus on getting to know the Savior that you claim is your own. The more you long to be with him, the easier it is to not be afraid of death.